Imagine you are pulling up to a high-end restaurant or a fancy hotel. The valet steps forward, the onlookers glance your way, and you step out of a machine that glows with the unmistakable aura of success. The leather is thick, the wood grain is real, the ride is as smooth as a private jet, and the engine purrs with a quiet, confident power that says you have arrived. Most people looking at you assume you spent $80,000 on that car. But here is the secret that would make their jaws drop. You actually paid less than the price of a used Toyota Corolla. In the world of automotive luxury, there is a massive blind spot that 99% of buyers completely ignore. They are so busy chasing the newest German lease deals or the latest electric hype that they walk right past absolute gold mines sitting in plain sight. We are talking about specific models that were over-engineered by the world's most prestigious brands. Cars that have already taken their massive depreciation hit, and yet, they are built so well that they remain more reliable and more comfortable than almost anything on a new car showroom floor today. Today, we are exposing the 4 cheap luxury cars that everyone ignores, but are actually absolute treasures for the savvy buyer. We are going to look into the engineering secrets that make them indestructible, the luxury features that still embarrass modern cars, and exactly why these specific 4 are the smartest financial moves you can make in the car market right now. If you want a champagne lifestyle on a tap water budget, let us get straight into these hidden legends. The first car on our list is a vehicle that defines the term over-engineered. We are talking about the Lexus LS 430, specifically the models produced between 2001 and 2006. Now, if you look at an LS 430, it isn't going to win any beauty pageants for being cutting edge. It looks like a large, dignified silver or champagne-colored brick. But that is exactly why people ignore it. They see an old person's car and move on to a flashy BMW 7 Series. That is their first mistake. When Toyota set out to build the 3rd generation of their flagship Lexus, they didn't just want to compete with Mercedes-Benz. They wanted to humiliate them. The LS 430 was developed with a level of obsession that we simply don't see anymore. Engineers spent years perfecting the aerodynamics, the sound insulation, and the tolerances of the 4.3-liter V8 engine. That engine, the 3UZ-FE, is widely considered by mechanics to be one of the most reliable V8 engines ever put into a passenger car. It is smooth, it is quiet, and it is almost unburstable. It is not uncommon to find these cars with 300,000 miles on the clock still running so quietly that you can't tell if the engine is on while standing next to it. Inside, you get semi-aniline leather that feels like a premium sofa, real wood trim that hasn't faded after 20 years, and features like oscillating air vents and massage seats that still work perfectly today. You can pick up a clean, well-maintained LS 430 for a fraction of its original price, and it will likely outlast every other car on your street. It is an absolute goldmine, because the cost of ownership is incredibly low compared to the level of prestige and comfort it provides. It is the ultimate stealth wealth vehicle. Moving from Japan to the United Kingdom, we encounter our second ignored treasure, and this one is for the true connoisseurs of style. The Jaguar XJ, specifically the X350 generation manufactured between 2003 and 2009. Now mention the word Jaguar to most people and they immediately start making jokes about having to buy 2 of them so you have one to drive while the other is in the shop. That reputation is exactly why everyone ignores this car, and it is exactly why the prices are so low. But here is the secret that the general public hasn't figured out yet. The X350 generation was a massive leap forward in reliability and technology for Jaguar. It featured a revolutionary all-aluminum monocoque chassis, which made the car incredibly light for its size and completely immune to the structural rust issues that plagued older Jags. Under the hood, you have the 4.2-liter AJ-V8 engine, which is a surprisingly robust and reliable unit if you do the basic maintenance. The XJ offers a ride quality that feels like you are floating on a cloud, thanks to its sophisticated air suspension. The interior is a masterclass in British luxury, with more leather and wood than a private library. People walk past these because they are afraid of the brand name. But if you find one that has been loved by its previous owner, you are getting a world-class luxury sedan for the price of a 5-year-old hatchback. It has presence, it has soul, and it has a level of craftsmanship that makes modern plastic interiors look like a joke. It is a goldmine because you are buying a piece of automotive art that still performs beautifully on the highway. Our third hidden gem takes us back to Germany, but not to the brands you might expect. Most people looking for a used German luxury car head straight for the Mercedes S-Class or the BMW 5 Series. They completely ignore the Audi A8, specifically the D3 generation from 2002 to 2009. This car was Audi's attempt to prove they belonged at the very top of the luxury pyramid, and they spared no expense. Like the Jaguar, the Audi A8 uses an all-aluminum space frame, meaning it is light, agile, and won't rot away. But the real reason this car is a goldmine is its quattro all-wheel drive system. While most luxury cars of this era struggle in poor weather or on slippery roads, the A8 is a mountain goat. It is the perfect luxury car for someone who lives in a climate with 4 seasons. The interior of the D3 A8 is often cited by car journalists as one of the best ever made. The buttons have a perfect tactile click, the screens were pioneering for their time, and the seats are infinitely adjustable. Most people ignore it because they think Audis are just fancy Volkswagens, but the A8 is a completely different animal. It is built to a standard that makes modern Audis feel a bit flimsy. If you find one with the 4.2-liter V8, you have a drivetrain that is proven and powerful. It is a car that looks modern even today, and because everyone is distracted by the 4 rings of a newer, less reliable model, you can steal these for an absolute bargain. Finally, we have to talk about the American entry that has become the ultimate undercover luxury bargain. The Lincoln Town Car, specifically the final generation from 1998 to 2011. Now I know what you are thinking. That's a taxi. Or that's a limousine. And you are right. But why do you think every airport shuttle and limo company in America used the Town Car for 30 years? It is because they are virtually indestructible. The Town Car uses the Ford Panther platform, a body-on-frame design that is more like a pickup truck than a luxury sedan. It uses the 4.6-liter modular V8, an engine so reliable that it is regularly used in police interceptors and taxis for 500,000 miles without a rebuild. Most luxury car buyers ignore the Town Car because it isn't sporty or high-tech. It is a massive, rear-wheel drive boat. But if your definition of luxury is a quiet cabin, a ride that soaks up every pothole like they don't exist, and enough room in the trunk to fit 4 sets of golf clubs, the Town Car is unbeatable. It is the most comfortable way to travel long distances on a budget. Parts are dirt cheap and can be found at any local store. Any mechanic in the country knows how to fix it with their eyes closed. It is a goldmine because it offers the lowest cost per mile of any luxury car ever made. It is the automotive equivalent of a first-class seat on a vintage airliner. Pure comfort, no stress, and built to last forever. Why are these 4 cars the ones you should be looking for? It comes down to a period in automotive history that I like to call the peak engineering era. In the early 2000s, manufacturers were in a fierce war to prove who could build the highest quality machine. They weren't focused on planned obsolescence or fitting as many cheap sensors as possible. They were focused on mechanical perfection. The Lexus, the Jaguar, the Audi, and the Lincoln were all built during a time when luxury meant longevity. Most people ignore these cars because they are blinded by newness. They want the latest infotainment screen, even if that screen is attached to a car with an engine that will fail the moment the warranty is up. They want the status of a current year model, even if it means a $700 a month car payment. When you buy one of these ignored gold mines, you are opting out of that system. You are making a choice to let someone else pay for the initial $50,000 of depreciation. You are stepping into a vehicle that was designed for a 20-year service life, not a 3-year lease. Let's talk about the psychological aspect of driving these cars. There is a specific kind of confidence that comes from driving a car that you know is better than what most people are paying 10 times more for. When you are sitting in your Lexus LS 430, and you are surrounded by silence while the guy in the brand new 2024 plastic interior crossover is bouncing over every bump, you start to see the car market differently. You realize that luxury isn't about the year on the registration. It is about the experience inside the cabin. These cars offer a tactile, mechanical luxury that modern cars have lost. The way the doors thud closed, the way the switches move, the smell of real materials. It is a sensory experience that feels authentic. However, buying a used luxury car does require a different strategy than buying a new one. To turn these ignored cars into true gold mines, you must be a smart shopper. The key is pre-purchase inspection and service history. Since these cars are cheap to buy, some people buy them and then skip the maintenance because they think it's just an old car. You want to find the one that was owned by the person who took it to the dealership for every single oil change and followed the manual to the letter. These are the cars that will give you another decade of trouble-free luxury. You are looking for the grandpa car, the one that stayed in a garage, was driven gently to the golf course, and was washed every Sunday. Maintaining these gold mines is also much easier than you think if you avoid the dealership. If you take a 20-year-old Jaguar to a Jaguar dealer, they will charge you Jaguar prices. But if you find an independent specialist who loves the brand, the costs become much more reasonable. Many parts for the Lexus are shared with broader Toyota models. Many parts for the Lincoln are shared with Ford trucks. You get the luxury experience without the luxury tax on maintenance. There is also a massive environmental benefit to this approach. The most green car you can drive is the one that has already been built. By keeping a high-quality, over-engineered machine on the road for 30 years instead of buying 3 new cars in the same period, you are drastically reducing your carbon footprint. You are practicing true sustainability by valuing quality and durability over the throwaway culture of modern consumerism. Let's look at the financial freedom these cars provide. If you buy a reliable, ignored luxury car for $10,000 instead of financing a new one for $60,000, you have $50,000 left over. If you invest that money, it could grow into a significant nest egg over the time you own the car. You are literally turning your transportation choice into a wealth-building strategy. Most people view a car as a drain on their bank account. But with these 4 gold mines, the car becomes a tool that allows you to keep more of your money working for you. Critics will point to fuel economy as a downside. Yes, these cars mostly use V8 engines. They aren't going to get 40 miles per gallon. But here is the math that the fuel economy obsessives forget. If you save $500 a month on a car payment, you could buy a lot of gasoline with that money. You would have to drive tens of thousands of miles a year for the fuel cost to even come close to the cost of depreciation on a new car. For the average driver, the gas-thirsty V8 is actually the much cheaper option over the long run. Plus, there is no substitute for the effortless torque and smoothness of a V8. It is part of what makes the luxury experience feel so special. We also have to consider the safety. These top-tier luxury sedans were the pioneers of safety technology. Even in the early 2000s, they featured multiple airbags, advanced stability control, and reinforced structures that were far ahead of the economy cars of their day. They are heavy, solid machines that provide a great deal of protection for you and your family. In many cases, an old Audi A8 or Lexus LS is a safer place to be in an accident than a brand new subcompact car. Looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, these cars are going to start becoming young timers, or modern classics. We are already seeing the prices of the Lexus LS 400, the predecessor to the 430, starting to climb as people realize how special they were. The same thing will happen to the X350 Jag and the D3 Audi. By buying one now while they are just old cars that everyone ignores, you might even see your cheap luxury car hold its value or even appreciate in the future. You are getting in at the bottom of the curve for some truly legendary engineering. I want you to challenge your assumptions about what makes a car good. Is it the size of the tablet on the dashboard? Or is it the way the suspension isolates you from the world? Is it the number of colors the ambient lighting can change into? Or is it the fact that the engine will start every single morning for the next 20 years? The Lexus LS 430, the Jaguar XJ, the Audi A8, and the Lincoln Town Car are cars for people who value substance over sizzle. They are cars for people who know a secret that the rest of the world has forgotten. In every city, there are these gold mines sitting on used car lots or in the back of people's driveways. They are waiting for someone who understands their value. They are machines that represent the absolute pinnacle of their respective brands' efforts. They were built to be the best in the world, and they still carry that DNA. When you drive one, you aren't just driving a used car. You are driving a statement of engineering excellence. So before you sign that lease on a new car that smells like cheap plastic and has a subscription fee for your heated seats, do yourself a favor. Go for a test drive in a well-kept Lexus LS 430. Feel the way the Jaguar XJ glides. Experience the vault-like security of the Audi A8. Or sink into the sofa-like seats of a Lincoln Town Car. You will realize very quickly why these cars have such a dedicated following. You will see why they are gold mines. And most importantly, you will realize that you don't need to spend a fortune to live a truly luxurious life on the road. Luxury is a feeling. It is the peace of mind that comes from reliability. It is the comfort of a quiet cabin. It is the pride of owning something that was built to the highest possible standard. These 4 cars provide all of that and more, at a price that almost anyone can afford. They are the keys to a smarter, more sophisticated way of owning a vehicle. They are the gold mines that everyone is ignoring. And now, they are yours to discover. Thank you for joining us as we uncovered these hidden automotive treasures. In a world that is always trying to sell you the next temporary thing, There is something incredibly powerful about choosing the permanent and the proven. Take care of your machines. Buy with your head as much as your heart, and enjoy the ride. The road to luxury is a lot more affordable than they want you to believe. We will see you in the next one, hopefully behind the wheel of something truly legendary. Don't let the fear of old keep you from experiencing great. These cars was built to a standard that simply doesn't exist anymore in the mass market. They are the last of the Mohicans, the final stand of the mechanical purists. If you can find a clean one, cherish it. It is more than just transportation. It is an investment in your quality of life. The secret is out. Now go find your gold mine.